just to stop the person from initiating good guard passes is a couple rule of thumbs is you want to keep the person, go back a little bit, okay, they're in a good stance. You want to keep them in front of you, facing you, right? So you don't want to allow them to cut angles on you. Because they're standing, it's gonna be easier for them to cut angles. And this is something that definitely I wish, you know, if I was a white belt, I would tell myself like, hey, focus on this, it'll help you out right away. Is if I'm here, if Sophia takes a big step and I don't realize that I have to keep her go back in front of me, then things are gonna be bad. I'm gonna go on my back, she's gonna put me in side control. But if you're able to just keep them in front of you and wherever they're going, you're just tracking them with your body. It's that simple. So if she's trying to walk around, move around, I'm just keeping them in front of me here, okay? With a good posture, hand fighting, foot fighting, all of that, okay? So making sure that we're keeping the partner in front of us. Now there's a couple of different ways to do that. We can do it with just our feet and our hands up. Now the pro to this is that I'm able to, if she's coming forward, I'm able to hand fight with both hands and both feet. The con is I'm nowhere near as fast as Sophia is because she's standing. So I'm limited to how fast I can cut my angles. And remember, if she cuts an angle, go ahead. And anytime my feet are off the ground, she has the ability to push me down or step inside to my guard. Something you can do when you feel that she's applying force in a way that's forcing you to have to go to your back is to adopt this one hand back method. Now, this makes it easier for me to track Sophia whether she's moving left or right. I'm a lot more mobile, okay? It also allows me to get to a standing position much quicker than here if I need to. So I can actually come here and I'm already standing, ready to engage much faster. The con to this is you only have one hand up, so only one hand to hand fight with. So you have to become really good with whichever hand it is you're choosing to be up here to keep track of that. Another thing is this elbow to knee connection has to stay there the entire time. I don't ever actually want to move that. So I want to be here with Sophia, reaching, hand fighting, foot fighting, all at the same time with my feet, all right? The hand back method also allows us, because we talked about range, right? So her range being the top player, she wants to be in a way that I can't reach her, but she can reach me. If she's back here, I can't reach her. This allows me to act like a spring and allows me to jump forward at Sophia. So that's another con or another pro to hand in the back method. It also allows me, let's say we're hand fighting, she's cutting an angle and she's coming here and she's about to push me down, okay? Anytime you feel like that your partner is about to push you down or they're crowding you, you don't like what's happening, use the hand on the mat method here. Go ahead. So just come to one knee. Here. Now, see, there's no guard established here. So Sophia, she can't put me down here. All right? And then now I can look, maybe hand fight, get my grips that I want, and re-pull, reset. Or I can shoot, attack on my own. This is something that was really ingrained into my brain by a guy named Andy Barbin. He actually has a broken neck so that he couldn't go on his back. He couldn't do this. He didn't have the option to roll on his back and do this. So he had to figure out a way to be able to roll into Jiu Jitsu seated. And his thing was always, anytime you pressured him at all, go ahead, he would come here. Because now he didn't have to depend on his neck being compromised. And man, I started doing that and it made a huge difference in my game. In the ability to just negate their offense, all right? It's It's something that is defensive, but can be quickly turned into offense. So you're always trying to find moves that are defensive in nature, but can be quickly made to be offensive. And this is one of those, because while if Sophia tries to just push me down, hand on the mat, and I'm up, right? That was a defensive measure, but it can quickly be turned into a offensive measure, whether I'm shooting takedowns or re-pulling guard. So that move is excellent. So Andy is not on any type of social media, but thank you, Andy. Shout out for that move. It's helped me a ton. So something that if I was a white belt again, I would show myself that right away, is keeping the person in front of you at always. Okay, so she's trying to walk around. I'm keeping them in front of me as I'm attaching and getting to my guards. Or if I just feel compromised, too much pressure, I've lost the battle, I can just hand on the mat and then I'm here. But notice how my elbow connection, this stays constant. I don't ever want this to get extended, okay? I need this to stay constant. So hand back to prevent pressure from going forward. And it also allows you to track your partner. It prevents them from cutting angles. If you're on top, you want to cut the angles. If you're on bottom, for the most part, you want them square for your guards so you can set up your attacks. But it's something you have to develop and be good at. You can definitely develop the skill to be here. And if as she's moving, I can quickly follow her, okay? The only downside to that is for me to move, I have to lift my feet up off the mat, and I'm compromised for a split second there. If we're hand fighting and she moves, it's just for a split second she applies the right type of forward pressure, I can start to go back. And if I don't have incredible core strength, I'm not gonna be able to hold myself up. So I want you to drill this with your partners. I want you to be here. I want your partner to start applying passing pressure. And as soon as you feel like, oh shit, I'm about to have to go to my back, guess what? Put a hand down, foot here. And the movement, all it is, it's nothing dramatic. I'm just getting my knee and hip of whichever hand is on the mat, and I'm just getting that slightly behind me. So if I'm here, watch how quickly I can just be in that position. Okay, here, it's very subtle. So it almost looks the same. My upper body, elbow knee connection, nothing's changed. Here, I'm seated. Okay, here, I'm not. And this prevents Sophia from pushing me down and makes me a lot more mobile, a lot more powerful. So something just really subtle tip for you guys that'll help a lot. Hand on the mat, practicing here, 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 allows me to shoot and attach myself closer, right? One rule of thumb, and this isn't a hard rule of thumb as you get more skilled, but if Sophia is circling this way, go back slowly, okay? So she's circling this way, okay, this direction. My hand and this hand have to be on the mat, so my right hand, okay? If she circles the other way, I have to switch sides. So it's one of those techniques. There's not a lot in Jiu Jitsu or grappling in general, but you have to be ambidextrous on both sides. Because if I stay here and Sophia circles the other way, yeah, I'm fast and I can maybe catch up, but if she does how we talked about cross-stepping, where her right foot goes behind my knee, this can potentially be dangerous for me and hard to recover. It's not the end of the world. I can still definitely come here, or I can still definitely, come up to the knee and be okay. But it's a lot easier if you practice, and this is a drill you can warm up with, right? We talked about our hand fighting, foot fighting drills, okay? Awesome. Then maybe we do this drill and have your partner circle to her left, and I follow, and circle to her right. I switch, okay? Again, circle all the way, circle all the way, circle. She switches. See how I'm switching my hand? Okay, she switches. Okay, now maybe she tries to apply some pressure forward, so I'm up. I go back, she circles left, she applies pressure forward. I don't like it, knee back, and I'm here. This is also good if you're a good wrestler. This is especially good if you have prior wrestling skills and you're new to jiu-jitsu and you're like, fuck, I hate the guard. Man, if you have any kind of wrestling experience, there's nothing that says that you have to stay down. There's this weird unwritten rule in jiu-jitsu that because I'm down, I have to stay down. Fuck that. If I can get up, I stand up. If we're here and we're rolling, Sophia's not doing anything, and I can stand up and blast double her, do so. So it's a technique in your gym if you're a wrestler, or you're doing positionals, or maybe you want to work on your guard and you're starting down, be here. Start the roll, get your hand back. She starts passing you, here, now look where you are. You're ready to wrestle, ready to attack. So it's something that if you are in jiu-jitsu, it can help you out a ton. If you're a wrestler, it's even better for you. It'll make you feel safer, because when you go from that jiu-jitsu mode to wrestling mode, when you make that switch, that comfort level is huge. So this is a technique that's big. Okay? It's one of the first ones that I learned when I got here from Heath, and especially from Andy, because he was the one that came in. And anytime I tried to pass this dude's guard, and he's a little bit older too, and I couldn't pass his guard, because anytime I tried to attack, he would just literally just do this and then either jump on a takedown or use this position here, go ahead, to get in on guards really fast. It's extremely hard to stop. So another little thing, just a couple more tips I wish I knew as a white belt. Keeping them in front of you, and then you don't have to stay seated with both hands in the air. It's okay to put one hand back and be in a ready position, okay? Be in a ready position where we're here and tracking, all right? Grappling from there. So just definitely wanted to throw that in there for you guys.